Before we get started in Excel Unit 2, there are some things that I want to go ahead and cover with you guys, so that way you're aware of some general knowledge. We're going to cover formulas, functions, and formatting. The objectives are we're going to enter formulas using the keyboard. We did a simple function, the sum function in Unit 1, but we're going to go in more detail in the formulas. We're also going to enter formulas using point mode. We're going to apply the average, max, and min functions. We're going to verify a formula using Rangefinder, apply a theme to a workbook, apply a date format to a cell or range of cells, add conditional formatting to cells, change the column width and row heights, which we have dealt with column widths, but we're going to specifically talk about row heights a lot more in this unit. Check the spelling in a worksheet, set margins, headers, and footers in page layout view, and preview print versions of a worksheet. General project decisions, we've kind of gone over this, so some of this might be review, but basically we need to plan the layout of the worksheet. Remember, rows are going up and down, and then rows are going across and columns are going up and down, and rows typically contain the items comparable to items on a list, and the information about each item in the list and associated calculations should appear in the columns. So basically we're saying you're going to be able to organize your data better. Determine the necessary formulas and functions needed. Calculations result from known values. So these formulas need to be used and they need to be known in advance. Identify how to format various elements of a worksheet. So appearance is going to affect worksheet's ability to express information clearly. We've talked about this in Unit 1 and how especially numeric data should be formatted in generally accepted formats. So for instance, we use the comma formatting to separate thousands, parentheses for using negative values, the accounting style to add the $ when it's necessary, things like that we've kind of already covered. Establish rules for conditional formatting. So allows you to format a cell based on contents in a cell. So you want to decide ahead of time what cells you want to stand out and how you want them to look in relation to other cells. And then last, we want to specify how the hard copy of a worksheet should appear. Remember, we need to have special care taken into consideration when we develop the worksheet to ensure that all contents can be presented in a readable manner. We want to be able to print landscape or portrait. Remember, portrait is going to be the default setting, so if landscape is going to work better for your worksheet, then you'll want to plan ahead of time for that. And then we're going to talk about entering headers and footers to help add in some additional level of customization. Aesthetics versus function. Function or purpose, they're going to provide the user with direct ways to accomplish tasks. Functional consideration should come before visual aesthetics. Remember, aesthetics is like what it looks like. We're going to avoid using flashy or confusing visual elements. And there's only going to be one exception when you need to draw the user's attention to an area of the worksheet that will help the user more easily complete a task. So if you visually can make it easier for the user to identify things within a worksheet, then that's going to come before